coming up tonight on Primetime Local News. We have an update on the library and its events coming up. Also, we check in on the Lakeland Rustlers men's basketball team. Plus, our weekly edition of What's Happening.
Primetime Local News, serving the Lakeland and Midwest regions.
Hi there and welcome to Primetime Local News. I'm Jackson Fontaine and thank you for joining me. The Saskatchewan Health Authority has provided an update to Primetime Local News regarding operations of the CT scanner at the Lloydminster Hospital. In a statement, the SHA reports staffing is now in place to provide 24/7 access to CT services through to March 17th. Planning for further staff enhancements is underway to extend full-time access beyond that date. The SHA also wants to thank staff, physicians, and members of the public for their patience and understanding during this time. Recertification of the Lloyd Fire Department's Tower 18 unit is needed as it has passed its 10-year expiration date. Newly promoted Fire Chief Bill Heasing presented the contract award for the recertification of the fire apparatus known as the T-Rex Aerial. The truck has been in use since 2015 and needs $450,000 from the capital budget to be recertified.
Based on recommendations from the manufacturer, the truck needs to be in for a recertification after 10 years, ensuring, again, the life and limb of the firefighters, as well as the people that they're using to protect.
Because of the nature of this machine, the contract was awarded to a team in Red Deer, with council stating this is the most safe route for Lloyd residents.
It's very important that we follow through on that. From that perspective, it's the uniqueness of the piece of machinery. It does have to go to Red Deer. They literally, as they say, do a complete tear down and ensure that all the operating pieces of machinery are up to spec. People often in the construction industry will talk about doing that to heavy equipment. This is kind of that same comparison when it's almost remanufactured to ensure that it's operational and will do the needs that it needs to over the next 10 years.
The Lloydminster Public Library has had a solid start to 2025 and has all sorts of events coming up. Some events the library will be hosting will be ribbon skirt making and also their toddler runs, which take place on Wednesdays and Saturdays. They will also have some different activities on Valentine's Day. The library currently has a book sale going on right now and encourages anyone who is interested to come and check it out.
This week we started our book sale. It's going to be on until February 16th. It's very simple. It is take what you want and pay what you can. So if you can contribute a couple of dollars or $20 or whatever you can, take as many books as you want. And so we will have that on all day, every day until February 16th.
The library also wanted to let people know about their handicapped parking spots at the back of the mall.
The mall has gifted us a handicap parking spot that's dedicated just for library patrons. It's at the back of the mall, very clearly marked, and then patrons can ring our doorbell to enter the library, making it much more accessible for people with mobility issues.
For anyone looking for more information on the library, they can head on over to lloydminster.info. Synergy Credit Union has once again received the distinction of one of Saskatchewan's top employers. Stacey Comer spoke with the CEO to find out what this means to the company.
I have a special guest today on Primetime Local News. Trevor Beaton is joining me. Trevor is the CEO of Synergy Credit Union. Trevor, thanks for joining me today.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. Thanks, Stacey.
And now, before I get into the bulk of the interview here, Trevor, you've been in the CEO role now officially for, I guess, about 6 or 7 weeks. January 1st was the first day, is that correct?
Yeah, no, it certainly was. It's been a whirlwind of a few weeks, but very enjoyable.
Awesome. Well, congratulations on that once again. And another congratulations because for the 8th consecutive year, Synergy has been named one of Saskatchewan's top employers. So tell me what that award means to your company.
Yeah, it means a lot. It's really external validation of a lot of what we think about ourselves. We know the engagement that we have with our teams. We think we have a strong employee value proposition of what we do, not just with compensation benefits, those are important, but purpose, inclusion, the ability to develop and staff well-being that are there, and the real strong purpose that we have with our members and our communities is key to that. So yeah, we're exceptionally proud to be recognized with that large and distinguished group across the country and in this province. So it's a proud moment for us.
Do you know what the guidelines are that they use to decide how a company is made the top employer, or do they keep those secret?
Yeah, they don't tell us everything. We have to really look at like we really have ambitions to be one of the top in the country, not just in Saskatchewan. So that's a bit of how Synergy always works. We have a strong appetite to try and be better. So we always look at who the winners are across the country and what do we need to do a little bit better if we can. Part of that is, can we afford to do that next thing that might have been recognized over there as a wonderful element, because we have to manage ourselves and our members' money in a very respectful way. So yeah, we continue to up the bar, but so do others. So it's one that we're always chasing, and I think it's a good aspirational goal for us to be.
Well, and it must be good for the membership too, as well, to know that they are, dealing with their financial issues with a company that is a top employer in Saskatchewan, and that obviously that goes to show that you're treating your employees well, and then that should be carried on to the membership too. Correct?
Yeah, 100%. We know that our members won't be well served unless our employees are happy, engaged, and willing to serve them well. And retaining an attraction is key, right? Our members would love us if we'd all sign lifetime contracts if they love us, I think, and that we'd know them forever, and that doesn't work. But I know, like, I just talked to a new team member in Saskatoon. That was on New Year's Eve when I was in the branch that day to chat with a few team members, that he joined us because of this award in the past, and it was a key element as to why he even contemplated coming to Synergy. So we know that helps with attraction of some of the best and brightest out there in the market as well in each of our locations, and that's important for us because we are in a talent war in Canada, and I think across the globe in many ways. So we always think that that's a key for us to gain more employees and good solid ones, and hopefully for a long time.
Do you do anything to celebrate internally or externally with this, or do you kind of just keep it under your hat a little bit and be humble about the award, or how does that work with you and your team?
Yeah, no, we do celebrate. We think this is a wonderful achievement. So we have a bit of fun internally with a video to celebrate, which includes a number of bloopers through the year that often include the CEO at the time. So Glenn's been picked on in the past, and I was this year. But as we record some of our videos that we do, we usually have a few bloopers, and that becomes a fun way to use it as part of the celebration. But we always do a visit from our executive and some of our senior leaders to every one of our locations and provide a gift. And this year it was from Peace by Chocolate, which is a cool company out of Nova Scotia. But we've done lots from jams from Lower Shannon Farms to a nice spice kit from Uncle Wheezy's down in Marsden. We've done some really unique things that help us celebrate in a small way with our teams and have a lot of fun as we do it, and post some of that fun on social media just for our members and communities to share with us. So.
Well, Trevor, thank you once again for joining me, and congratulations once again. This is quite an honor, 8 years in a row. So hopefully we see you not only on Saskatchewan's list, but on Canada's list as well in the future. So thanks again for chatting with me.
Yes, thanks again. We appreciate that, and we hope to be on that next list. So thanks again, Stacey.
The Mini Pop Kids are performing in Lloydminster, and also Braden King is performing at Cheers Live this weekend. Lane Hofford has more in this week's edition of What's Happening.
The Mini Pop Kids are headed to the Vic Juba Community Theatre tonight at 6 p.m. They'll be playing some fun songs with some family-friendly lyrics. It's sure to be a good time for all, and tickets are $42. So if you're looking for something exciting to do tonight, why not head down to the Vic Juba Community Theatre? The musical weekend continues tomorrow with Braden King hitting up the stage at Cheers Live. It's sure to be a great time, and he has some special guests, Kieran Gardner and the Boucher Boys. The event starts at 8 and goes all the way until 12. Sure to be a great time with some great music. If acoustic is a little more your thing, Swift Current country artist Jesse Jens is going to be playing an acoustic set at Fourth Meridian Brewing Company tonight at 7 o'clock. It's sure to be a nice evening with some nice, fun acoustic jams. Whatever you do this weekend, just be sure to stay safe and have fun.
What's Happening is brought to you by Northern Factory Workwear, Circle Drive East, Saskatoon, and Highway 17 South, Lloydminster.
Now joined here with our Lane Hoffert. So Lane, the weather started off pretty rough to start the week, but now it's kind of warming up a bit, eh?
Yeah, it's definitely, we're seeing better weather than we did, especially Monday, Tuesday. We had those extreme cold warnings and everything. It's kind of mellowed out a bit, but of course that weather still pretty chilly. You don't want to stay outside for, too long. At least sounds like there's some fun concerts going on here in the city over the weekend, so you've got an excuse to kind of stay warm. But right now in Lloydminster, it's minus 15. We got that wind blowing at 11 kilometers an hour, making it feel closer to minus 22. The sun is shining, of course, with a few clouds. That always seems to be kind of the case with these colder days. We get a lot of sun, but just those cooler temperatures, and you can see all around it's about the same. Nowhere's really sticking out as colder or warmer than everywhere else. Cold Lake and Bonnyville, as well as St. Paul, are at minus 15. Lac La Biche and Vermilion are at minus 14. Marwayne and Vegreville at minus 16. Wainwright minus 13. Provost minus 15. And Edmonton minus 12. Over in Saskatchewan, it is the same story. Isle La Crosse is at minus 14. Pierceland, Green Lake, and Meadow Lake, as well as St. Walburg, are at minus 15. And Macklin down there as well. And then Maidstone and North Battleford are sitting at minus 16. Tonight in North Battleford, it's going to drop all the way down to minus 28. It's going to be a cloudy and very cold night. That wind won't be blowing too strong, fortunately, but that 6 kilometers will probably make it feel closer to minus 30. That's probably just enough to tip the scale a little bit. Now tomorrow in North Battleford, it's going to be minus 16, very cold, and those clouds will be low. Once again, that wind won't be super strong, but it will probably push it to about minus 20, so still a cooler February day in North Battleford. Now tonight in Cold Lake, it's going to be minus 26. It's going to be a clear night, but once again, very cold, and that wind will once again probably make it feel closer to minus 30, so not a great night if you want to go out for a walk in Cold Lake. Probably just stay home and stay bundled up. Now tomorrow in Cold Lake, partly sunny and very cold. That high will be at minus 13, so a little bit warmer in Cold Lake than in North Battleford tomorrow, but still pretty cool. That wind blowing at 7 kilometers an hour. So going to be a less windy day tomorrow, but a little bit cooler in those mid to high teens. Of course, in the minuses there. And now tonight in Lloydminster, it's going to be cloudy and minus 22 with that wind blowing at a strong 11 kilometers an hour. So we are the windiest of the bunch, but we are also relatively warm compared to North Battleford. Now taking a look at tomorrow's forecast, you can see it's going to be a cooler day tomorrow. Going to be cloudy at 6 a.m., minus 21, and then those clouds will go away at noon. It will be partly sunny and minus 16. Then at 6 p.m., mostly clear and minus 17. Midnight, intermittent clouds and minus 18. Now let's take a look at your weekend 3-day forecast. You can see tomorrow partly sunny and very cold with that high at minus 14. And then on Sunday, it will be windy and very cold with the high of minus 18. And then Monday, sunny and very cold with a high of minus 21. So we do have a cooler weekend ahead, but it is much warmer than it was at the start of last week. That is your first look at the weather. We'll be back with more news after the break.
Core Dynamics Dance Studio is joining the Mini Pop Kids 20th anniversary celebration tonight. Our Randy Cormish spoke with the founder of Core Dynamics to find out more.
Today I'm joined by Patty Johnson, who is the founder of Core Dynamics, and we're going to be talking about the Mini Pop Kids celebration that is happening tonight. So Patty, is your team excited to join in on the fun with the Mini Pop Kids?
They're very excited. This is our second time dancing with them. So one of the things I always tell them at the studio is anybody can get a job, but would the same person hire you twice? So when we got the email came in, they were like, we got, and I'm like, you did a good job. So yeah, they're excited on many levels. So it's going to be fun.
What have the preparations been like for the show?
Well, we meeting in the studio, going over the choreography, making sure everybody's up to date on that, and yeah, just spacing formations, just regular dance practice stuff. So.
And what should the audience expect when coming to the show?
Last time it was like a junior high, elementary school rock concert. So you can expect young children mosh pit near the front of the stage, glow sticks everywhere, high octane energy. It really is a great show, and the kids absolutely have a blast. I know the last time they were in Lloyd, they pulled up some dads out of the audience too and had some tricks and surprise things like that. I don't want to give too much away, but it was a pretty spectacular show that the kids were thrilled to be part of.
What are some of the key elements that make this show unique or different compared to your regular shows?
Well, typically we're dancing, like we'll do competitions, we do our own recital and events like that, but being a backup dancer for like a touring musical group, like it is a professional opportunity for these kids to be a part of in Lloydminster. So it's great. Like we've done things before with some of the touring ballet companies that have come through, but it's strictly ballet choreography and storyline that way. This is more like music video, more like an industrial type music video type opportunities. So yeah, it's more, I would say, with where the kids are at in their timeline and the music that they listen to as compared to maybe some of the ballet programs and things that we've done. But yeah, it's gonna be fun, and like I said, high energy. Like it is a light show. It is all the top 40 music that they're hearing right now, and yeah, lots of color, lots of lights.
And is there anything else that you just wanted to add for the media to hear or people that are thinking of attending the show?
I think, well, if you've got a young kid that listens to top 40 music, I would highly recommend going. I know even the parents that went last year with their children, they were blown away by the level of talent that was on the stage, both like with the dancing and with the singers, and then the surprises and things that they do just to add a little extra wow experience to the crowd. We don't get a lot of opportunities like that in Lloydminster targeted for, younger children. Like I would say that 8 to 14, 15-year age range, there's not a lot of shows that are targeted to that age range. And so this is it's a great first concert for kids to attend.
Thanks so much for joining me, and good luck on the event tonight.
Now here are your agriculture prices for today. The Rustlers men's basketball team is hosting the Northwestern Polytechnic Wolves for 2 games this weekend. Our Thomas Wildman has an update on the team.
The Rustlers are coming off a victory against the TKU Eagles and are hoping to continue a winning streak when they take on the NWP Wolves.
We're a scrappy team that mixes it up. They have some shooters. They have guys that can get to the rim as well. So we're working on our defense, trying to take away the 3-point shot. We have to bring that physicality, and our defensive ability has to be up for us to, take these 2 wins.
The Rustlers have clinched a playoff spot and currently sit in 3rd in the ACAC North standings. With 5 games left, there is an opportunity for them to move up and get a better playoff seed.
Yeah, well, we've lost a few games we didn't want to lose, so we're trying to win every single game going forward so we can get the best possible seed for the playoffs. And so that's the goal, and that's how we stay motivated. And our coach helps us stay locked in with that.
The Rustlers are prepared and excited for playoff basketball and hope to go further and make the national tournament.
Every game is a playoff game. That's how you got to look at it right now. If you go 11-0, you win it all, right? You win provincials and you win nationals.
Well, we've gone through a lot of ups and downs and stuff like that, so we've been through it, like we've been in the mud together, so I feel like we got that bond and we just hang out on and off the court. Regardless, like whenever we're down or whenever there's like anything that's going bad for us, I find that we just fight and we just thug it out and we just see it through.
Thomas Wildman, Primetime, local news.
The deck is stacked with excitement as the Lloydminster Moose Lodge hosts a Kaiser tournament that kicks off on the 23rd. Our Astarte Lazo has more.
Today I'm joined by Bruce Cowan, who's the crib chair here at the Lloydminster Moose Lodge. How are you today, Bruce?
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you.
Wonderful. Yeah, thank you for agreeing for the interview. So I just want to ask, the Kaiser tournament is on the 23rd of this month. So can you tell me more about the tournament and what's it about?
Okay, sure. We start taking registrations by phone or email up until the Friday prior, 21st, and then we'll pre-register over the phone, and then registration itself takes place from 12 o'clock to 12:45, and the games will start right at 1 o'clock.
Wonderful. Yeah. And so, what is the Kaiser tournament? Like, what is the tournament about?
Well, Kaiser is a game played a lot in Saskatchewan. Hardly anybody in Alberta seems to play it, but it's a bidding game where you have to actually take the 5 of hearts from your opposition to make your bids and try to give away the 3, and just a lot of fun. And yeah, it takes probably half an hour, 45 minutes to play a game. And yeah, no, we end up having a lot of fun and had lots of teams show up last time. So.
Oh yeah, that sounds really fun. And how often does the lodge host this event?
We're going to do it the last Sunday of every month for the January, or we did it January. We're also going to do February, March, April, and then we'll take a break for summer, and then we'll probably start it up again in the fall.
Yeah, wonderful. And what was the idea of like hosting this event here at the lodge?
Well, a lot of people go to the Legacy Center and they play Kaiser once a week, and they hold a tournament there once a month, but it's just for seniors. So people have asked about it, so we said, well, we'll give it a try, and we tried, and we ended up with 20 teams last time on our first one, which was really good. And we had people come out of North Battleford, out of Hafford, out of Hillmont, out of Vermilion. So we have quite an area we draw from.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. And so what other events does the Moose Lodge hold that isn't just Kaiser?
We also do a singles cribbage tournament the 3rd Sunday of every month starting at 1 o'clock. We doubles cribbage tournament the 2nd Sunday of every month starting at 10 o'clock. We do cornhole, we do a lot of things. There's things always available at the Moose to do. And
absolutely. And what do you think people should look out for in the future?
well, we have, I believe we have a pie auction or pie bingo actually coming up, and it's for the Girl Guides. And we have a toy bingo for the kids. And other than that, we have, like I said, it's mostly the crib tournaments and the Kaiser tournaments.
Yeah, and for the upcoming Kaiser tournament, what are you looking forward the most about?
Well, I'm looking to get teams from further away, not further away, but excuse me, out of our district and stuff. Like we advertised in Battleford this time, which we never did last time. We advertised in Maidstone and Vermilion, and so we're hoping to draw some teams from maybe a little bit further out and stuff. And we'd like to have 15 tables, so it'd like to be nice to have 30 teams.
Absolutely. And is there anything else you also just wanted to share about the tournament?
No, just that if they want to register, we need you registered ahead of time so we know how much food to make, because we also have, we supply chili and stuff during the day, and they have breaks and snacks, and so if we have too many people here, we run out of food, which doesn't look good. So we'd like to know ahead of time how many people are going to come.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for agreeing for the interview, and I'm looking forward for the event. It sounds very exciting.
Awesome. Okay,
Yeah,
thank you. All right, thanks.
We'll have more news after the break. Christians all over the world are coming together over live stream at the end of the month to celebrate Jesus. Arlene Hofford has more on the local side of this global event.
I'm joined here today with Mary Lester and Rita Rondo Kane. and they're going to tell me a little bit about Gather 25. So yeah, why don't you just tell me what Gather 25 is?
Absolutely. Gather 25 is a gathering of all Jesus believers across the world meeting together at one time on one day at the same time. So it's just amazing that with technology like AI nowadays, that can actually happen, that every single person in the world can be together at the same time. So that's what really is
historical because it's unprecedented. I mean, there have been sports events that are broadcasted live around the world, but never before has a faith gathering brought everyone around the world together, and being able to pray and sing and all at the same time in your own language.
What are you guys doing locally for Gather 25?
So specifically for Lloydminster, what it is about is Friday, February 28th. We're going to be starting at 6 p.m. Doors will open before then, but the event, the live stream, will start at 6 p.m. And although it is globally a 25-hour event, the active and live streaming here in Lloyd at the Lloydex grounds from 6 till 9 p.m. And then we're going to shut it down, but we're coming right back Saturday morning at 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Saturday, March the 1st. And so we will be joining in through that live stream event. We've got Cody Maz, Maz Entertainment, several screens in the WLS Convention Center building.
All right, and can you tell me what the importance is of spreading the word of Jesus all around the world?
In today's world, where it seems like we're bombarded with tribulations and bad news and tariffs and taxes and trouble, and it just seems like, is there anything good happening in the world? That's what this weekend is about. It's about sharing that there is good news. There are miracles happening now, and we get to hear from people on the ground that have experienced the miracles.
All right, and where can people go to get tickets?
So Eventbrite is the place to get the tickets, or you can go onto the Gather 25 Lloydminster and area Facebook page and get them there. So.
And who is this event for?
We want everyone to attend. And in one of the most recent planning meetings that I was just with, there was a young 14-year-old girl who was speaking to her youth group. This was down in the States, and she was so passionate. She was saying, this is our time. This is our time to get together. We need to be part of this. We need to know that there's still good in the world, and we need to help set the pace for the good in the world. So I encourage youth groups. I encourage sports teams. I encourage any group.
Perfect. And those are all the questions I have for you guys today. Thanks a lot for joining me, and it sounds like Gather 25 is going to be a great event for Christians all around the world.
Coming up after the break, we'll have an extended look at the weather.
Welcome back. Here's your second look at your evening weather. It's currently -16 in Lloydminster right now. That wind blowing at about 13 kilometers an hour, which takes it down to a little bit closer to -23. Of course, that wind always seems to have quite the effect here on the actual temperature. It is a relatively sunny day though, aside from, that wind and kind of that cooler weather out there, but Yeah, the sun shining does add a little bit of a positive light there. You can see it's about the same everywhere else. In Cold Lake and Red Deer, it's -15. Athabasca and Edson, -13. Whitecourt and Edmonton, -12. And Rocky Mountain House is -14. Over in Saskatchewan, Meadow Lake and Prince Albert are at -16, as well as North Battleford. Melfort is -18 and Saskatoon is at -19. Up north, it's a little bit cooler in Uranium City and Stony Rapids. It's -22. Wollaston Lake is at -20. South End Reindeer -17. Flin Flon -16, and La Loche and Buffalo Narrows are both at -14. Fort Chipewyan is at -17, as well as Grand Prairie and Slave Lake. High Level is at -13, Peace River -15, and Fort McMurray at -12 up in northern Alberta. Now we travel down south. Banff is the warmest of the bunch at -8. Coronation and Calgary -14. Medicine Hat -12. And Lethbridge -13. Down in southern Saskatchewan, Regina's at -18. Moose Jaw's at -16. Swift Current at -15. Yorkton -19. Kindersley -17. And Estevan is -13. Now tonight in North Battleford, it's going to be a very cold night. It's going to get down to -28 with that 6-kilometer-an-hour wind, making it feel closer to -30 likely. You can see it's going to be a cloudier night along with that cold weather, so not the greatest night in North Battleford, but only a 13% chance of precipitation, so not likely to be any snow. That is the one kind of silver lining in what's going to be otherwise a very chilly night in North Battleford. Now tonight in Cold Lake, it's going to be mainly clear and very cold. Still that low chance of precipitation, so it doesn't look like there's going to be very much overnight snow in Cold Lake or North Battleford, which is fortunate, especially on these colder nights. -26 with that 9-kilometer-an-hour wind, likely to feel like -30. So both areas have some very cold nights ahead. Now taking a look at Lloydminster, you can see it's going to be a little bit less cold, but it will make up for it in wind. That wind will be blowing at 11 kilometers an hour, and that chance of precipitation will be a little bit higher at 25% rather than those low teen percents that we saw in North Battleford and Cold Lake. And it's going to be a fully cloudy night tonight in Lloydminster. Now let's take a look at some temperatures throughout the region overnight. You can see in Meadow Lake it will be -25, Bonnyville -24, Provost -21, and Isle of Cross and Paradise Hill both at -26. There'll be some clear nights in Meadow Lake and Isle of Cross, and then cloudier ones in Bonnyville, Provost, and Paradise Hill. Now taking a look at some more temperatures, you can see Murnum -23, Pierceland -26, Unity -25, Wainwright -22, and Calgary -19. There are going to be some cool nights, and you can see cloudy throughout the region. Now let's take a look at your 7-day forecast. You can see we once again will have a cold week ahead. Unfortunately, for those who do not like the cold very much, tomorrow will be partly sunny and very cold, with that high being -14. And then on Sunday, that high will be -18, and it's going to be a windier day and once again very cold. So if you are doing anything outside, you really want to make sure that you're bundled up.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like that coldness is going away. I was hoping for maybe -5 February long weekend, but it just doesn't look like that's happening.
No, it doesn't.
Unfortunately not, but that is all the time we have today for Primetime Local News. Thank you for watching. Have a great weekend.